It's estimated by the American Institute for Cancer Research and the World Cancer Research Fund that 30 to 40% of all cancers can be prevented by appropriate diets, physical activity, and maintenance of appropriate body weight. Thanks for joining us for this week's Health News You Can Use. I'm Lizzie Stish. This week, during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, we're talking about the importance of diet and nutrition on preventing cancer and those who are undergoing treatment, as well as what steps you can take now to reduce your risk. With me today is Dayane Parker, dietitian and nutritionist at St. Luke's Cancer Institute. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me today.
So, Dayane, first of all, what role does nutrition play in preventing cancer?
So, nutrition is very important for prevention of cancer. We know that 30 to 50% of cancer can be preventable, and nutrition is something that you can have control over. Most people do. So, many times there are many things we cannot control, especially with cancer. So, just making sure that you're eating healthy and having more fruits and vegetables, limiting alcohol. Those are things that we can do to stay away from maybe developing cancer.
Okay, great. So when looking at diet and nutrition, are there any particular foods, drinks, or ingredients that are proven to help prevent it?
Yeah, the two that come into mind are usually flaxseed and green tea. So we know that green tea is an antioxidant and it has some properties that helps the cells just don't be damaged. And we know that flaxseed has some components in there that it will help just decrease the cancer that you can develop, like especially breast cancer. So just adding 2 to 3 spoons of flaxseed to your yogurt or your smoothie in the morning. Sometimes people add it to cottage cheese. We know that it has a lot of effects that it can help us prevent cancer. Many times just decreasing how much sugary drinks you drink and just replacing that with green tea can be helpful too. Eating more cruciferous vegetables, mushrooms, and limiting alcohol. Many things we can do.
Okay, very interesting. Now, what about supplements or vitamins?
So that is a very interesting question. We know based on research that you can take all the supplements you want, but that's not going to help with cancer prevention. So making sure that you're eating a healthy diet, meaning lots of fruits and vegetables, different colors, because we know that the different colors are going to help. They have different vitamins and different minerals. And vitamin D is one of the ones that I do recommend, but you have to go to the doctor and get your labs checked, because if your vitamin D is not low, there's no point of taking it. So if you take too much of it, it can be toxic. So just making sure that you have that conversation with your provider or taking vitamin D.
Now, for patients who do have cancer, how can nutrition impact their health as they're undergoing treatment?
Yeah, and that's a good question. Many times when you're undergoing treatment, you have a lot of taste changes. You can have nausea, you can have vomiting. And it's very hard to keep a healthy diet when you don't feel well. But it's very important for people to just work with a dietitian so they can find ways to still eat healthy and just recover from those symptoms during treatment.
Now, you mentioned that overall health is important in preventing cancer and during cancer treatment. Are there things that people should be doing to improve their overall health?
Yeah, so sometimes I say if you have the chance to go and see a dietitian, get a referral and start there. But if you cannot, there's many things you can do. Exercise is one of those, and many times people don't feel like going to a gym because they don't want to lift weight, so they just see it too daunting. But exercise doesn't mean that you have to go somewhere. Just walking up and down the stairs in your house, taking the stairs at work, parking far away when you're at work or when you go places. So everything counts. So don't feel like because you're not going to a gym, it doesn't count. Making sure you're moving in general. Limiting alcohol intake. We know for sure that alcohol does cause cancer. So just making sure you're not drinking as much. Decreasing how many sugary drinks that you drink and fast food too. That can help decrease your chances of developing cancer. We know that red meat can cause colorectal cancer too. And we're talking mainly about hot dogs and bacon and those processed meats. So making sure that you're not eating those as much.
So what's your final message for those who are watching today?
Yeah, so it can be very daunting to make changes with your diet and your exercise, but just taking one little thing that you learned today and go from there. When you master that, then just keep moving to the next one.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Dayane.
Thank you.
To find out more about the supportive oncology services at St. Luke's, visit stlukeskc.org/supportive oncology. You can also stay up to date with all the latest health news and stories from St. Luke's at stlukeskc.org/news. Thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time on Health News You Can Use.